Yeah, I really wish that I could record in school because there's a lot of instances in school that just shock me. And something that happened today, so I was in my American literature classes the last period. It was fourth period today, and we were talking about topics that we don't like or problems that we see in the world that we would argue over so that we would create an argument for. And our teacher, Mr.
I'll
was just
believe
saying, "Yeah, I
it.
care about you guys. I care about your opinion. I care about, what you guys want for the world. So if you could choose this thing to be changed in school, what would you change?" And I chose a lot of things. I chose not teaching kids that are under 18 to chemically castrate themselves, obviously being transgender. I don't agree with that. And I don't agree that it should be taught in schools, nor that there should be books about transgenderism in school. But one of the things that I was saying, and I actually, he was asking people, "Hey, do you want to share? Do you want to share?" And there was these girls in this class, and one of the girls was one of the girls that was insulting me, and she like called me out of the class. Like one day I was walking through school, and this chick walked past me, and she was like, "Ew, faggot," and she was like cursing me out or whatever. I didn't really give a shit, but I just know that she doesn't like me. She always gives me dirty looks and smart remarks, whatever. It's not a big deal. She's immature, and so I didn't really want to share in class. I didn't really feel comfortable because I didn't really want to get shit for it. I didn't really want to hear like her yap. So I was just like, all
Mhm.
right, I'm just not gonna say anything. And he came over and he read my book, and one of the things that I said I wanted to be changed is sexually explicit books being in the front rows of libraries in school. I was in the library the other day in my school, and I was looking for some chess books, and I was like, I wonder if they have some books about chess, or some books that'll teach me something that'll educate me. And I was looking through all,
Yeah.
all the genres, and when you first walk into the library, as soon as you get to the books, the very first row of books that are available in the library are animated sexual fantasy, like a bunch of just sexually explicit inappropriate stuff that shouldn't be pushed onto high schoolers.
Mhm.
And I said that sexually explicit books, now there's sexually explicit books that have been read throughout history, like Romeo and Juliet. Romeo and Juliet is completely different than what the fuck I was seeing. I was
Yeah.
seeing anime girls like dressed in provocative clothing, boys kissing, like blushing. It's just a bunch of weird shit that shouldn't be in high school, that shouldn't be accepted, especially because there's freshmen in that school that are like, hey, this is okay, this is being pushed onto the children, this is a new agenda. If this was 20, 30, 40 years ago, maybe even 10 years ago, this wouldn't be nearly as accepted as it is now.
Yeah.
This is just my personal opinion. I don't hate gay people. I don't hate trans people. I just don't agree with it, and I think that it's wrong, and I think it goes against years of human history. But anyway,
Dude,
uh,
that reminds me. I saw this book on Instagram, and it was this book. It was like The Miracle of Male Birth, and it was two guys. One of the guys was pregnant, and it was just like, what the fuck is this, dude?
yeah, it's just stupid. It's illogical, and it's going up against biology. But anyway, it's one of the first things that you walk into, the first things that you see when you walk into the library. And I said that this shouldn't be allowed, and that we should remove sexually explicit books from the school, or at least make them less easier to access because
Yeah,
they're
like
right in the
like a
fucking.
library black
Yeah, like
market or
they're just
something.
right there, like in your face, like in the first row. Like it has to be the first row. Like, come on. I mean, there's other genres there too. It's cool. You don't have to go through that row. It's a decision if you want to go through that row. I just think it's weird that it's the first fucking row in the library. The teacher came over to me and he read my notebook and he was like, "Oh, yeah, there's been a lot of people saying that there's been sexually explicit books and that they shouldn't be in the school," which proves my fucking point. Other people think this too. And of course, the girls, whenever they hear my opinion and they disagree with it, or whenever those girls hear somebody else's opinion that's contradictory to theirs, instead of asking, "Why do you feel that way? What's the reason that you feel that way?" and give me your insights on that. They're like, "No, you're wrong. This is a way for people to learn. This is teaching other people about real life. This is going to prepare them for real life, and sex is a real thing, and this is something that," like, they just get really, really pissed off, and they insult you, and they make little smart little remarks that they're just trying to piss you off, and they're just trying to make you angry because they're angry about themselves. And I thought about this, and I was just like, I was just thinking about the psychology behind it, because there's so many people that are my age. This is why I fucking hate being around a lot of people my age, is because whenever you try to talk to somebody, like one of the most controversial subjects ever, and they even got into this. They were starting to talk shit about my video that I made exposing the school system and how it's not challenging enough or whatever. I was just thinking, like, it's so hard for a lot of people my age, not everybody my age, but a lot of people my age to cope with the fact or understand the fact or come to terms with the fact that other people have different opinions than them and other people disagree with them, and that's okay. And you don't have to get mad at somebody because they have a different opinion than them. You don't have to insult that person or degrade that person or outcast that person or act like that person's a fucking weirdo and not be his friend and not talk to him at all just because he has a different opinion than you and just because he doesn't agree with you. It's fucking weird. And the thing is, like, people hate me because I support Trump, or people hate me because I don't support transgenderism, or that I think gay people being gay is weird and that it goes against uh thousands of years of human evolutionary, which is fine. It's my fucking opinion. I'm not hating anybody. It's just like it's confusing, you know. I don't understand why people get so incredibly upset because I have a different opinion than them. And it makes me sad because when I go to school, you know, I mean, I don't really give a shit what people say to me. You know, it doesn't really affect my mood or affect my actions of the day. But it's just like, why the fuck do you care so much? You know, why does my opinion affect your mood or affect the way that you feel about me so much? Like, you're gonna judge me based on what I think and what my opinion is on the world. You know, I have reasons for these things. You know, I'm not just somebody that hates on other people because they're gay or because they're transgender. I'm not hating on anybody. I'm not insulting anybody. And that's the funny thing. If I were to insult them, like say I were to call someone a faggot, or say I were to call someone a weird or unusual, and it is weird and unusual to me, but I'm not hating on them. I'm saying that it goes up, it contradicts years of human evolution. Think about 200, 300, 400, 500, thousands of years ago. Were there many gay people? Were there kids saying, "Oh, I want to be transgender, accept me," and "Oh, my life is so hard because you don't accept my gender and you're not calling me a woman even though I feel like a woman, even though every single cell in my body tells me that I'm a man." It's just confusing to me. And I don't get it. I don't agree with it at all. And it's same with being gay. Men and women, there's certain things that men can do that women can't do, and there's certain things that women can do that men can't do. And men and women are supposed to complete each other in their shortcomings.
Exactly.
And opposites attract. One negative plus one negative equals a positive, and opposite magnets attract. You know, this is physics, this is biology, this is chemistry, this is science. It just makes sense. And being gay or being transgender or whatever doesn't make sense to me. And that's okay. It doesn't have to. Maybe being straight doesn't make sense to you. Maybe, you know, things that I believe in don't make sense to you too, and that's okay, man. I don't hate you for it. I don't wish bad on you for it. There's people that that treat me like I'm some sort of monster because I disagree with transgenderism, you know, and people project that hate onto me. It's weird, you know, it's energy, and people project that negative energy onto you, and it kind of gets to you sometimes, and you can't let it, because hate that is projected onto someone is a reflection on the hate that one has for themselves. And I just thought of that when I was walking, and it just stuck with me. And I have to remember that quote. Anytime somebody is insulting you, or anytime somebody is being rude to you, or being mean to you, or being hateful towards you, it's mostly because they hate themselves, and it's mostly because they're insecure about themselves. You know, it's hard to see other people's it's easy to see other people's flaws, but it's hard to face your own.
Yeah,
You know, a lot of
negatives
people don't know how
stand
to
out a
face
lot
their
more than positives.
yeah, a lot of people don't know how to face their own problems, and they project those problems on other people.
Yeah.
You know, these girls can come along and call me a faggot, call me fat, make fun of me all they want. And it's funny too because they do it in front of the teachers. I was in my seventh period and there was this girl, and I don't mean to be complaining or anything. I don't mean to be some fucking soy boy. Oh, my feelings are hurt or whatever. I'm just saying it doesn't make any sense, and it's a fucking gender dynamic. I
Yeah,
was
it's
in
all
my
about equality until women have to
and
start
yeah,
getting penalized
exactly.
for it.
Exactly. And it's fucking dumb. You know, if I would have like, so I was in my seventh period, and this one girl, like I was telling you this when I was driving home from school. I didn't understand the premise of the assignment. I didn't understand the objective of the assignment. It was an assignment on the 10 amendments. And we were apparently supposed to we were supposed to go into these middle tables, and there was this circle of tables, and the tables in the middle had cards on them, and it had 1 through 10. and it was a scenario where you would have to guess which amendment is violated or whatever. And it was fine. The assignment had nothing to do with it. It was just explained, and it was a short period, so I didn't really understand what I was supposed to do, and I kind of just got confused by it. And I apparently I sat in the wrong seat or something, and she was like, "You're a fucking piece of shit. You're a dumbass. You're a fucking idiot." And she fucking bumped into me, and she was like just calling me a bunch of fucking names and just being a bitch to me. And she even was like, "Miss, this guy's such a dumbass." And the teacher laughed it off and didn't say shit. And I'm just like, what the fuck? I might as well walk out of this classroom right now. I'm just deliberately letting myself get disrespected. And at the moment I was just like, I'm not gonna make a big deal out of it. I've missed enough school throughout my fucking school year. I'm trying to finish this work done, whatever. And I just brushed it off. But it really fucking got to me because not because she was making fun of me, not because she was calling me names. It's because if I were to do that, if I were to make fun of her, if I were to bump into her,
Right
then
to the
I'm the bad
office.
guy. Right to the office, sexist, misogynist. You're like, what the fuck? Why
Yeah.
can she disrespect me? Why can I? And you're not going to do shit about it. But when I get disrespected and when it's me getting punched in the face or when it's me getting ridiculed for whatever or me getting outcasted, nobody gives a fuck. I'm in my math class. Nobody talks to me. Everybody's a dickhead to me some of the time. Most of the time, they give me dirty looks. They treat me like shit. It's fucking weird. Why the fuck? But then when I speak out, when I call somebody an asshole, when I fucking when I stand up for myself, I'm the fucking bad guy. The school system sucks, bro.
It
And my teacher was talking about that. My fourth period teacher, Mr. He was talking about this teacher that retired because the reason why the school system even makes money is for attendance. It's for how many students go to that school. So when a student is
That's why they
failing,
was on my ass for all that fucking time when
when
I was
when
back in
when,
school.
when a
That's
student
why
is
that's why they
failing,
were on my ass.
he
Okay,
was
I
he
get
was
it now.
yeah, he was explaining this analogy, right? And he was like, or not analogy, but he was explaining this story. He was telling us this story about when he worked at Maui High School, and he was like, yeah, this teacher of 20 years retired because he was in this situation where there was this student who did absolutely nothing the entire school year and failed all F's, everything. And his parents called and complained and said that it wasn't fair, and they had a big fucking meeting with the school, and the school was like, hey, you're gonna have to find some way to pass him because we're not gonna fail him. And it's because they needed his attendance. They needed that student to get paid. You're just
Yeah.
another fucking brick in the wall. You're just another way for them to make money. They don't give a fuck about you. They give a fuck about your attendance. They give a fuck about you being there. They give a fuck about you being there so they can track that you were there. Why do you think attendance exists? Why do you think they penalize you for not coming to school? Because if you don't come to school, then we don't make money, motherfucker, and we need money. You ain't shit to us. You're another fucking worker ant.
Yeah, you're
That's
just
what the
another
fuck
number
you
in
are.
the
That's all
code.
you are. That's all you are. They don't give a fuck about you there. And I really truly realized that today. And it's fucking sad. I'm not gonna be like, a bitch about it. But it's just something that I noticed. And it's something that a lot of people in high school, a lot of students in high school should notice because a lot of people don't fucking realize it. A lot of people think, oh yeah, this teacher cares about me. My teacher, the school system cares about me. They want me to be in a safe environment. No, the fuck they don't. They don't give two fucks about you, nigga. Not
Honestly, I want to
two
elaborate on
fucks.
that. The other day, I was just kind of thinking about things that I think about negatively, like I have a negative look on. And I actually like with myself, I was like, you know what, let me be open-minded and just accept that most people do want to do right things. And because here's the thing, we're all flawed. So even if we want to do good things, we still make mistakes. And I was just thinking about a lot of things that I dislike, but I also looked at it from their perspective and actually had an open mind. So I wasn't biased about my hatred for those things or my disagreements. And I was like, yeah, most people, there are some people out there that are genuinely just evil and want to just do bad shit. But for the most part, most people want to actually do good, but like everyone is flawed and people make mistakes. And I feel like a lot of teachers are like that. A lot of teachers want to do good, and there are a few really good teachers out there,
Yeah,
but
I
most of
do have
them
some
don't
really good
really care
teachers.
that much. And also, when I started really thinking openly, even about things that I disliked, I felt a lot more clear in the head because I feel like when you think about things negatively and you just have a negative mindset, it really fucks with your mind and your
Yeah.
energy and just how you look at the world. So
It's how you
whenever you go
perceive
through
things.
life,
It's
always be,
perception. Yeah.
yeah, whenever you go through life, always be open-minded. Even when it comes to things that you disagree with or don't like, still look at it open-mindedly. Always be open-minded. But in reality, opinions are actually a beautiful thing. And some opinions today are delusional, obviously. But think about it like this. If the world, everyone in the world had the exact same opinion, then what would be the difference between anyone?
Exactly.
So
We'd be
in
all peace.
reality, opinions are a beautiful thing, and we should be able to agree to disagree respectfully. But it's so dumb how most people can't agree to disagree. It's stupid.
That's what makes people unique. It makes
Exactly.
people unique because we look different, because we sound different, and that's the fucking thing. Everyone's trying to be everybody. Everybody wants to be like this rapper or that rapper or this influencer or that influencer, or nothing's original anymore. No one actually tries to be themselves. Everyone tries to fit. I mean, sorry, not everybody. I'm being very, very facetious.
Yeah. But most people, they
Not
just try
a
to
lot of people
fit the narrative
a lot of
or,
people want to
yeah.
just blend in. A lot of people want to be accepted. A lot of people want other people to like them. So they lie and say, yeah, I agree with this. I don't have any other opinions on this. When they actually do, they're just suppressing to themselves. And a lot of people lie to themselves nowadays. So yeah, it's so good to be open-minded, man. That's why I never judge anybody. There's a difference between disagreeing with someone and judging them.
Yeah.
I don't I don't I don't particularly judge transgender people or gay people. In fact, I've been friends with several, both gay and transgender. I have no problem with them. They're good people. I can laugh with them. I can interact with them and have basic human, because I didn't really give a shit that they were trans. Actually, the trans person that I was talking to, I didn't even know she was trans at the fucking moment. I don't judge people at all. One bit, because I know what it's like to be judged. People judge me all the fucking time. People call me, "Oh, you're a nonchalant dreadhead, aren't you? Oh yeah, you're fucking dude, this guy has dreads. I bet he's a rapper. Oh, he's black. Oh, holy shit. Oh, nonchalant J. Cole, fucking Mario Judah, Trippy Red. Like, shut the fuck up, bro.
Oh
My
my
name is
God.
Kai, man. I have a fucking name and I have a personality and I'm not nonchalant. Nigga, I'm loud and I'm expressive. So fuck you, bro. I know what it's like to be judged, so why the fuck would I judge other people? And it's funny because a lot of people think I'm judging them, but I'm not, bro. I just
Yeah.
don't like you. There's a difference between judging you and just disliking you, and people don't understand the difference. It's the psychological fact of things. It's a mindset. It's a very big, and honestly, it's the most powerful thing in the world.
Yeah. Viewpoint
That's why I'm
perspective.
so yeah. That's why I'm so passionate about this shit.
Hmm.
Because like if I were to get punched in the face, I'd fucking punch him back. Whatever. It's like
Yeah.
it's an exchange. But psychological shit, it's crazy, man.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to really break it down and really truly understand it. I mean, we don't really understand it at all. We haven't even tried to talk to these people because those other people aren't open to talking. Those other people don't really care to get to know me or care to get to know you. Like when you were in school, no one fucking gave a shit about you besides the people that you hung around with because they actually knew you.
Yeah.
Everyone else judged you. Everyone else saw you and they were like, oh, yeah, I'm just going to judge him. I'm not going to talk to him at all. I'm just going to assume that's who he is because that's what my mind made up. It's dumb. It makes no sense at all. And I don't think people should be that way.
Yeah. But then I don't know, it's just so stupid because like with social media and all this shit, all people can do is look at other people and judge now. Especially with social media, people just look at other people, compare themselves to those people. They just look and judge. Looking and judging has never been more popular than it is now.
Really understanding what a person is trying to say without getting offended is so important nowadays. It's a
Yeah.
learning experience because if you can have when you have a real like when you can sit down with somebody and fucking talk to them for like 2 hours about whatever the fuck, and even if you
Yeah.
disagree, even if you think that that's fucking dumb, why the fuck would you do that, nigga? Like I can't tell you how many times I've sat down with Dorian and been like, "You're a fucking retard, bro." And and Dorian doesn't take it offensively because he knows I'm not trying to genuinely insult him, and the same goes for him. We'll say stuff that we'll disagree with each other, and we'll be like, "That's fucking stupid," but
Yeah.
that's okay. Like I don't hate you for it or anything.
Like just last night we had a conversation like this. I was trying to bring you ideas and you were like criticizing me like, "Okay, well what do you know about this idea?" Yeah, you don't know jack shit, right? Yeah, like literally this happened last night and this has happened so many times. And it's not about, taking it personally. Like you have to understand that sometimes, people just joke around and people just like to have fun. Like people bond differently. Some people don't talk like that. A lot of people will talk like that with other people and it will be fine. So it's also about understanding that people are different. And once
Yeah,
again,
it's
this is what makes
diversity.
us unique. People
Yeah,
are
it's
different and
diversity.
you have to understand how people function and how just the world is different. The world's not going to always tailor to who you are as a person and what you believe. There are other voices, other opinions, and other types of people in the world, and you just have to accept that.
Yeah, exactly. Some people have a really hard time doing that, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But moving on, let's talk about some dieting, bro. Let's get into
Dieting,
that.
okay.
Let's get into some health shit, man.
Yeah, dude. You know
What?
what? I actually threw up 2 fucking times last night, and I was
Yeah,
on the
tell me.
fucking. Yeah,
Tell
okay.
me about that. What happened, bro?
Okay, so God punished the fucking shit out of me last night at 6 in the morning. So here's what the fuck happened. As children of God, because we believe the gospel, going to hell is not a possibility, right? Not possible. Once you're born again, you cannot go to hell. Now, that's not to say that you can just do whatever you want and live however you want, because there's still physical punishments, and this story is talking about them physical punishments. Yesterday was my brother's birthday. Happy 15th birthday, Adam.
Shout out to Adam.
Yeah,
Yeah,
shout out
bro.
to Adam. Happy 15th birthday. So we ordered one pizza. Well, actually, we ordered this. It was like this bundle box from Pizza Hut. It had two mini pizzas, some wings, and like some cheese breadsticks or something. But point is, I ate a shit ton of junk food yesterday. A shit ton of junk food. We had a bunch of candy, and I ate like shit last night. And also, not to mention, I was staying up super late. I went to bed at 4 a.m. last night, so I was up super late as well. So 4 a.m. I go to bed. 2 hours later, and even before I went to bed, I felt weird. Like my head, like I felt kind of nauseous. Like you get that feeling of like you're about to get sick, or you're about to just start puking or something. Yeah, like I was getting that feeling even before I went to sleep. So I woke up like 2 hours later. It was still dark. My body, it felt really heated up. Like I just felt hot. And I was like, fuck, okay, I got the fan on and I got my box fan on and I think the window's open. Right, so I have no reason to be overheating like this. I just felt sick. So I lean up, I get some water, I drink some water. I lay back down and I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to go back to sleep. Right, I just don't feel good. I get up, I walk to the bathroom. I get to the bathroom, I'm gonna start puking, right? So I'm puking. I'm like, okay, yeah, it must have been something I ate, whatever, right? I puked a little bit, got back up, and I drank some water. I went back to bed. And before I went to bed, I said a prayer. I said, Father in heaven, please let me, go back to sleep. Or basically, that's just the sum it up, right? And when I said that prayer, I was like, in my head, I was thinking, okay, either two things are gonna happen. One, I'm gonna just go back to bed and I'm gonna forget about this, or I'm gonna have to get back up and go back to the bathroom to throw up even more so I can go back to bed. So I tried to go to sleep and I couldn't sleep. So 3 to 5 minutes after trying to go back to sleep, I felt it again. And I was like, shit, I'm gonna have to go throw up again. So I get back up and I throw up again. And at this point, I was like, okay, that's 2 times. I think I'm good now. I was not good. My stomach started rumbling, so I had to be on the toilet for like 20, 30 minutes, bro. And the entire time I was on the toilet, I was shaking like I had the fucking cold chills. And I knew exactly what it was. It was just me eating like shit. Gluttony, just eating like shit, eating a bunch of fucking food. Not to mention the food wasn't even good for me either. Eating a bunch of food in general is bad for you, but eating a bunch of shit food is even worse. I knew exactly what this was. I was like, okay, this isn't a sickness. This is just God punishing me for eating a bunch of fucking food, right? Earthly chastisement's a real thing. Because even before this, I felt it before. Like there was another time where I woke up and I had to go to the bathroom. When I went to the bathroom, I don't know what the fuck happened, but my head and my entire body just heated up all the fucking sudden. I was super nauseous. I didn't throw up or anything, but it was just like the weirdest fucking thing. I don't know what the hell that shit was. But I chalked that up to more chastisement. Believe me, I've felt this kind of thing before. I know it's a real thing. This isn't no joke. 30 minutes on the toilet, stomach hurts. I'm just like, fuck, bro. But anyway, I'm not gonna go into detail. Because it's just gross. I'm off the toilet. I'm back in bed. Now it's like 7 in the morning, right? The sun is starting to come up. And I'm just like, okay, well, I only slept like 2 hours, so obviously I'm gonna go back to bed. I go back to bed, I wake up. This morning, I feel fine. And I'm talking just fine right now. I don't have a cough. I don't have a runny nose. I don't have a sore throat. I don't have a headache. I don't feel sick. Like, I'm fine. And like that's happened so many times where I would just wake up one night, all of a sudden I gotta just throw up or something, or I would just feel not good for a few minutes. Once it's done, it's done. I wake up the next morning and I'm all good. Anyone that believes the gospel and is saved and is considered brethren. I'm just saying, I'll see you in heaven one day, but understand that your lifestyle can still impact your life. God can still punish you for it.
That's why I've been trying to tell you, man. You got to really truly watch what you eat,
Yeah,
and it's so important because food is fuel. You know,
exactly.
what you put in your body is what you're going to get out of your body.
Yeah.
And if you're eating preservatives and you're eating seed oils, and I could get into all the horrible shit
Yeah,
that
soybean
that the
oil,
American
fucking, yeah.
Food Association puts into our food that is literally trying to kill us. That literally causes bone disease. It causes cancer. It causes Alzheimer's. It causes ADHD, ADD, autism. A bunch of these horrible things,
Yeah.
and that is literally done on purpose because one, it's cheap, and two, they're trying to make us stupid, and they're
Yeah.
trying to make us slaves.
Yeah, your gut is
But
your second brain. Based on the food you eat, can make you dumber or it can make you smarter,
exactly.
honestly. Like your gut is like a
And
second brain.
you should get better sleep, bro. You should really truly pay attention to what you're putting into your body and how you're feeling that day. You should track your sleep. You don't have to track your calories and all that shit,
Yeah.
but you should really go on a physical journey and try to get a maximum amount of protein, a maximum amount of fiber, maximum amount of vitamins. I mean, I'm sure you already get a really good amount of vitamins. You take fire blood, so that's
Yeah.
good.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
man,
I get what you mean.
just
Yeah. And
just
like I
eat
said,
more.
yesterday was, brother's birthday, so, we just ordered.
Yeah,
And obviously we don't order Pizza Hut every fucking day. And if anything, I told my
yeah.
grandma today, nah, because she was like, "Oh, do you want to order something today?" I was like, "Nah, I was throwing up last night." And she was like, "Oh no." Yeah, so I just had like homemade cooking today, and I'm just watching what I eat now.
Cut out all seed oils. Cut out all soy. Eat
Yeah.
more creatine. Eat more eggs. Eat more meat. More vegetables. More fruit.
Yeah.
Whole foods. Organic
Yeah,
foods.
exactly.
All
Yeah.
you need, bro. That's all you need.
Yeah.
And honestly, like I can tell you
And,
from
3 to 5 liters
experience,
of water a day, good vitamin intake, good sleep, all that shit.
and I can tell you personally from experience that it's changed my not only my physical state but my mental state. I'm a lot sharper. Can wake up at 5 a.m. easy, know exactly what I need to do throughout the day, get done whatever I need to get done, and feel accomplished. And a lot of people just eat nowadays because, oh, cookies taste so good, sugar tastes so good, oh, hamburger tastes so good, oh, hot dog, oh, I don't care what's in it, oh, I want cereal for breakfast, I want all this shit, oh, and it's
Mm,
horrible for you.
yeah.
And people
Oh,
don't take
also,
into,
make sure you
and
guys are
sometimes it's not
getting,
their fault.
sorry to cut you off, but sorry,
All
make
good,
sure you
all
guys are
good.
getting good sunlight as well. Vitamin D, sunlight on your
Yeah,
skin,
very
very
important.
important.
Very,
Yeah,
very
make sure you guys are
important.
getting sunlight too.
But yeah, it's just about watching what you eat and making conscious decisions about what you're putting in your body, what you're doing to your body, how you're treating your body when you're working out.
Yeah.
You know, it's really just being mindful about that stuff, and a lot of people don't do that. And a lot of the time, it's not their fault because it's how they grew up. It's how their parents raised them, and their parents
Yeah.
raised them on that type of stuff.
Yeah. If
And
anything, I
and you
was
know,
raised on McDonald's fucking soda and all that garbage, but it's not even
exactly.
if you're raised in a shit household with shit eating options and all this, you still have to be able to step back and actually look at what the fuck's going on. Because a lot of
Yeah.
people, they just get raised a certain way and they just stick with it. They don't bother to actually fix it. They just take it for what it
Change.
is.
And we were talking about this last podcast. It's
Yeah.
change, man. Like
Yeah.
changing is so incredibly important. It really just goes back to just being mentally aware and
Hmm.
being perspicacious, as Andrew Tate has said before. But
Yeah.
that word's kind of a meme now. But seriously, it's a really good word.
Yeah.
You need to be perspicacious. You need to have awareness of what's going on around you and what
Yeah.
is going on inside you. Pause. But seriously, it's really important.
Yeah.
Excuse me. It shapes the person that you are, and it shapes your energy levels, your performance levels, everything,
Yeah.
hormone levels. So yeah, it's really important. Make sure you always watch what you eat, guys. Don't always whole foods. Make sure you're getting enough vitamins, enough vegetables, enough fruit, enough protein. Work out every fucking day. Train hard. Lift
Yeah.
hard. Be confident in yourself. Be masculine. And if
Yeah.
you're a woman, be feminine. Be proud of being a woman. Don't try to be a fucking man.
Yeah.
Be who you are. Be who God created you because you're beautiful and nothing about you needs to change. If you don't like yourself, you can change yourself. Don't change your gender.
Yeah. Dude, that's the thing, like with the feminist agenda. It's so fucking stupid. Oh, men suck. So women are gonna try to be men instead. It's like, what the fuck?
I saw a car today with a sticker that says "Let women run things," and I was just like, "Yeah, that's chaos."
Yeah, that is quite. You know what? If Kamala won, that's World War III, bro. That would have been like we would honestly be so fucked right now. You have no
Genuinely,
idea,
no,
bro.
no, no, because literally, like, I'm not like that's a genuine possibility. Like, it's not guaranteed, but it's a pretty big fucking possibility that if Kamala was elected, there would be a world war. Or at least Hamas would continue bombing Gaza.
Yeah.
And there would still be wars going on. I mean, Trump fucking, there's been so many, hold on, but yeah, if Kamala genuinely got elected, there would be so much chaos in the fucking world because she can be controlled. Trump can't be controlled. That's why they tried to kill him 3, 4, fucking however many times they tried to kill, bro.
Like 3 times.
And it's crazy, and the media never said anything about it. It was fucking. They talked about it for one day, and then they got back to, oh, Kamala's amazing. Where the fuck did you come from?
Yeah.
Where were you? You know the type of history that Trump has, and people always are like, oh, he's a convicted felon. He's this, he's that. There's been women that have came out against thousands and thousands of men. You know how corrupt the judicial system is? And not even just America, not even just, there's so many other fucking countries that will wrongfully convict men who have been accused of rape because women have the upper hand in every single fucking court ever.
Yeah.
A woman can go up against a man. I've had instances like this happen in school. There was this guy named, I'll cut out his name. It's the guy that I was saying to in the fucking classroom, right? Like a week or 2 ago, and I haven't seen him in school since. I maybe saw him once in school, but I haven't seen him since. Apparently, there was this chick going around saying that he sexually came on to her friend or some shit. She was just accusing him of shit that he never did. I don't know if this was correlated, but there was a girl with a black eye, and there was like fucking bunch of cops there, and it was just weird. All because a couple of words were said, and they were taken seriously because they were in genuine concern of a woman's life or a woman's virginity, whatever. It's fucking crazy, man. Women can say anything. People will believe them because they're favorited by society. There's in many cases, it happened to Mike Tyson, happened to Andrew Tate, happened to a lot of famous people who spoke out against the system and were ridiculed for it. It happened to fucking Johnny Depp. Like it's crazy that women could do these fucking things, and it's not all women, of course. It's not every single woman. Not every single woman does this, but a pretty good fucking majority does, and it's scary. It makes you not want to fuck with these hoes, bro. You never know, homie, about these hoes, homie. You need to pump your brakes and drive slow, homie. Kanye West, bro. Type shit.
To the actual good women out there, the women of value, understand that you're valued and you're actually really important to society. Like if you're actually one, like in the very small percentage of good women out there, we value you. Honestly, we do, because you are so important.
And honestly, the same goes with men. Men are assholes nowadays. Well, men have this idea
exactly. Yeah.
that the whole world should submit to them, and that there's some alpha, and that they don't have to do what anyone says, and that, they're better than everyone else. That's not a mindset either. You should be a stoic person. You should be someone that has respect for others. You should be someone that is willing to listen to other people's opinion, regardless of how you feel about it. You should be someone that is willing to be open-minded, like we said, be willing to not only take care of themselves, but be able to provide for others too, and be in that true masculine state of, hey, I'm a man and my feelings don't matter right now. It is about other people. What do you need? How can I help you? How can I be of service? How can I make society better? How can I make my community better? And it's fucking crazy, bro.
Yeah.
That a lot of men don't really give a shit about that. A lot of men care about themselves. They're really self-centered. There's a lot of self-centered males out there that only care about their own success. They're really selfish about other things. I see it all the time. And it's a wrong way of thinking. It's the agenda that is pushed onto young men nowadays. It's bad, and it's not pushed by Andrew Tate. There's a misconception that Andrew Tate pushes. Oh, you should slap women, you should mistreat women, you should do all this shit. He never fucking said that. It goes back into gender roles and all that shit. I could go on and on about it, but it really is just about caring about yourself, but also caring about others.
Yeah, working hard enough to make yourself someone of value, but at the same time, it's not all about you. You have to care about other people.
Yeah, it's important. It really is important for the future. I feel like if everyone did that, America would be a lot better place. And if everyone just adapted to their gender roles and accepted for each other, and accepted people for who they were, even if they disagree, like if everybody stayed in their own lane and respected everybody and didn't judge everybody and actually got a chance to sit down and talk to each other, instead of getting mad at each other, instead of cussing each other out, instead of yelling at each other, instead of getting into disagreements and misunderstandings with each other, we all stayed in our own lane, did what we were supposed to do, self-improved ourselves, then we can self-improve others. And anyone that's not happy with themselves isn't going to be happy with anybody else either. And I know that because I was like that. When I was fat, I wasn't happy with anybody else either. I was hanging out with fucking losers. I was hanging out with people that didn't give a fuck about me because I didn't give a fuck about myself. And you have to give a fuck about yourself. It goes God, yourself, and others. That's how it goes. Why do you think in an airplane they ask you to put your mask on first before helping other people? It's true. It's a life philosophy. And a lot of people don't adapt to that. A lot of people are either not nice enough and they care too much about themselves, or they're too nice and they care too much about other people. We need to
Mhm.
find balance. There's
Yeah.
a lot of female influencers that'll be like, hey, girls, you don't need a man. You can sleep with whoever you want. And if a guy comes in you, just get an abortion and don't make up for your mistakes. That's a horrible way to treat one.
Yeah.
It's a horrible value to teach women.
It's so funny too. It's
Fucking
like, oh, you
horrible.
don't need a man, so who the fuck are you gonna sleep around with then? Oh, you don't need a man, but if your car breaks down, go to a mechanic. Okay, who's the mechanic? It's a man. It's like, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
It's like, it's so stupid,
What
bro.
women mechanics
And
do you know?
honestly,
Have you
it's not
ever seen
even
a female mechanic?
yeah, and once again, it's not even that like I hate women enough to make fun of them. It's just like I'm just shitting on their agenda because it's just so fucking stupid. And I'm mainly talking about the people that push this agenda. I'm not talking about the people that are victim enough to believe it, you know? Because there are people who believe it, but at the same time, it's the people who really preach it that I'm talking about whenever I make fun of that shit, you know?
Yeah.
It's like the people that are just bought by the system to, push this garbage on people.
Logan Paul dating a and being friends with a guy that dated a or sorry, I just had someone was in my throat. My bad. Yeah.
How about this? We can talk about just the dynamic of high school and what high school is supposed to
So
be compared to what it is now.
I was talking to this lovely girl named
All
and
right.
she'll probably watch this video. She's very nice. She's gonna come to Maui in April, and she's just a friend of mine. We just talked,
Mhm.
and so me and her were talking, and she was talking about Mean Girls. Have you ever seen that movie or heard of that movie?
Never heard of it.
Wow. So it's basically a movie about stereotypical high school, and it's about these four girls, or three girls. It's this group of girls, and they're the popular girls. They're the hot girls. Everybody wants to be them. Everybody wants to try and be like them. Yada yada yada. Right?
Mhm.
Hold on. And so they're the popular girls, right? And this one girl comes along. This one girl that's not as attractive as the other girls, but she's unique and she's different and she's new and she wants to fit in. And the popular girls are like, hey, why don't we invite this girl to our friend group and let's just talk to her and make friends, whatever. So they become friends, whatever. Hold on. So they all become friends, and you know how women are, right?
Yeah.
Lots of drama, lots of she said this, they said that, whatever, whatever. And the funny thing is, right? I was talking to her about this, and the number one problem everyone in high school has an issue with, including myself, not anymore, but I used to, is hold on, is having a problem with someone and not addressing that problem with that someone, but
Yeah.
rather addressing that problem with somebody else that knows that someone, and then that somebody else goes and tells that someone, then that someone has a problem with you, then they're like, oh, are you talking shit about me? Blah, 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 blah. And it's just fucking drama. Why don't you just address the problem
Yeah.
right then and there? Nip it in the butt, man. And that's basically the premise of the whole movie. There's these girls, and the new girl that comes in, she likes this one guy, and the guy is Regina George's ex. And Regina George is like, oh my god, she's a whore. She wants to fuck my ex. Blah 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 blah. Blah. And then then the other girls in the friend group start talking shit about Regina, and then Regina starts talking shit about the other girl, and then they're both talking shit behind each other's backs and stuff. Like just
If you got a
what the
problem,
fuck?
just say some
And then
shit.
and that's why I fucking hate that movie, because then it's like, oh yeah, this is acceptable. This is just normal. And then like it just creates this fucking narrative that I literally see in every single fucking friend group of women in high school. There's always that one chick that's hotter than the rest of the group, that talks shit about everybody, that doesn't really give a fuck about anybody but herself and her status, right? She talks shit about her friends talk shit about her, they don't like each other, but they hang out around each other because they have no one else to
That
hang
is
out around.
probably some of the
Cool.
saddest shit I've ever heard in my life.
It's all fucking dumb,
How
bro.
the fuck you
It's
gonna talk
dumb.
shit about a
Bro,
motherfucker,
it
have them talk
pisses
shit
me
about
off.
you, but y'all
And
gonna
niggas
fucking
do
hang
it
around
too.
like that? What the
Niggas
fuck?
do it too. There are guys that will talk
Yeah.
shit about each other and insult each other behind each other's back and then act all cool.
Yeah, it's like, what the
What the
fuck?
nigga, you're a bitch, bro. You are a bitch, man. Like that's the fucking dumbest shit ever. I fucking hate that about high school because literally almost every single fucking person there does it. Every single person has a friend, has a friend group that they don't really like, that they don't really want to be around, that they don't really have any fucking common interests, that they lie to themselves and say, oh, yeah, yeah, I agree with you with that when I really, really don't. I just want you to like me because I don't have anybody else to hang out with because I'm too afraid to go introduce myself to other people because I just judge them by their cover. So I'm just going to hang out with these people. Yeah, that sounds good to me. And I'm going to talk shit about them to other people as well. And when they hear me talking shit about them, I'm going to lie and be like, well, you did this, and it's your fault that I'm talking shit about you. Maybe you shouldn't be such a shitty person, but you're a shitty person for talking shit about them in the first place. It's fucking dumb. It's such a
Yeah.
stupid dynamic, bro. And fuck, bro, it pisses me off so much, bro. That's the
Yeah.
biggest high school dynamic that makes me upset. What
I
about
hate
you?
that shit, dude.
What's your opinion on it? Have you seen that before?
I almost dropped my fucking phone. No, I've never seen that movie, but I definitely know what you're talking about. Motherfuckers do that shit all the fucking time. My biggest high school dynamic is high school does not meet the fucking standard of what it should be, bro. Because like high school is what prepares you for life. High school's the send off, unless you're going to college. So assuming you're not going to college, which also college is bullshit. That's another discussion in and of itself. But high school is the final send off. I have one more class before I graduate, by the way, so I'm almost out of school. After this, if it wasn't for me having a business plan, I would not know what the fuck I'm doing after I finish this next class. If it wasn't for me having a business plan and having like a YouTube channel and doing the shit that I do now, I genuinely would not know what the fuck I would be doing after this next class. And even
Yeah.
though this next class that I'm taking is financial math, I still wouldn't know what the fuck I'm doing, assuming I didn't know what I would be doing. Because obviously, I have a business plan, I have a YouTube channel, I'm making content. So obviously, when I'm done with school, yeah, I know what I'm doing. But if I didn't, then I'd be fucking lost. I would honestly not know what the fuck to do. I just don't think high school gives you a plan, to be
Enough
honest.
experience. Yeah, it doesn't give you enough experience. In my sophomore year of high school, I had a substitute teacher, and this chick literally was preaching to us. She was like, "What you should do is you should like because we weren't fucking doing the work, right? Because it was just she was just essentially my sophomore math class every single fucking day was just a different substitute placing a packet in front of us and expecting us to know what to do after never ever learning the material, right? Fucking bullshit.
Mhm.
And so the teacher would be like, why are you guys doing your work? You're supposed to do your work. You're supposed to do your work. Your school is about doing your work, even if you don't want to do it, and then getting a job, even if you don't like that job, and doing the job anyway because you need money and because you need to survive. And that's how it works.
Mhm.
And she was telling us this, and I was like, that's a horrible fucking way to say things. That's a horrible mindset. I said that to her. I was like,
Yeah.
that's a horrible mindset, ma'am. I said it in a respectful way. She's like, what, why? I'm like, you just described it. You literally, what do you mean why? You just said do work that you don't understand, that's not going to benefit your future, that you're not even going into a job for. Go into a job that has no correlation to what you learned in high school. You didn't even go to college. Why? Because you're fucking broke and you couldn't afford it, nigga.
Yeah.
And if you could afford it, you got a loan, and now you're paying off that loan along with health care and fucking whatever the rent with your
Food,
fucking shitty $50,000 a
car
year.
payment.
It's horrible. It's such a bad narrative. Like work a job that you don't want to work. It's 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 the system,
It
and
is.
it's horrible. And she was preaching that to us. So yeah, I totally agree. Continue.
All right. So, like I said, if it wasn't for me knowing what I was actually going to be doing and doing the things I do now, I would be fucking lost. Seriously, this next class, if anything, I'd be dreading this next class, but I'm actually really excited to take it. Because even though it's financial math, obviously I'm not going to really study it because I just don't care. You know, if I didn't know what I was doing, I'd dread this class because I'm like, fuck, once I'm done with this class.
Well, financial math meaning
Or
math
no,
and
basically,
business,
like,
like
I'm pretty sure they're just going to teach me, like, how to save money. Just like my last consumer math class back in junior year. It's gonna be like, oh,
is it financial literacy or is it financial advice?
financial math. So I'm pretty sure they're gonna tell me how to save money, basically, or some shit. I don't know. Right? More, system education, I guess. So if I didn't know what I was doing, I'd be dreading this class because it's like, fuck, what am I gonna do after this? Obviously, I know what the fuck I'm doing, so I'm really happy to take this class because I'm like, fuck yeah, once I'm done with this, I'm done with all this shit. Right? And then I can actually do what I want to fucking do. And it's stupid because in reality, I should know exactly what I'm gonna do after this class. And like
Exactly.
based on school, right? Like if I were to have a
Because
school plan.
once school is over and you're 18, you gotta work. Nigga.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what to do, you're fucked. And then you gotta get to a job that you don't want to do because you have to make money.
Yeah, exactly. So in reality, I'm happy to take this class because I know what I'm doing. So once I'm done, I'm just done, right? But if I had followed the school plan, I would be like, what the fuck am I gonna do after this? Like once I'm done with this, what the like where's my life gonna go? Right? It would be super uncertain. Once I'm done with this, should I get a part-time job? Should I get a loan for college? Should I look into this market? Should I look into this? Should I start saving every penny? Like what the fuck should I do right now? But yeah, they just don't set you up that well. And even in college, once you go to college, and obviously I'm not gonna go to college, so I can't really speak from experience. But even in college, it's like you go there, you gotta instantly blow a bunch of money. You get this fucking dorm for the next 4 to 8 years. You're gonna have to be there. Probably getting a part-time job because obviously you gotta, start paying off your fucking debt and all that shit. Then you gotta start learning so you can get your fucking degree, your little piece of paper that's gonna be your ticket to life.
And you have to get good grades. You
Yeah.
have to get good grades. If you don't get good grades, you got no point in getting to college, nigga. We gonna kick your ass out.
Yeah, you cooked. And not to mention, the more time goes on, the more degrees get printed, the more college costs anyway. It's just like the longer time goes, the worse it gets. It doesn't get any better, it's getting worse. It's crazy because it's like you do all this fucking work, all this time, all this energy into a piece of paper that's just gonna get you put into one job for the rest of your life, making the same wage, assuming you don't ever get like a raise or anything, or if you don't ever get promoted. But assuming you stay in the same position, you're gonna have the same job, the same living space, the same bills you gotta pay off, the same life, your entire fucking life. It's gonna be like waking up in Groundhog Day, and then you got 5 days of work, 2 days off. This is your life now. You worked so
Forever.
hard and now you've officially reached essentially the end of your life because this is just the rest of your life when you think
Yeah,
about it.
it's
Your first
insane.
day of work, when you think about it, is the end of your life because that's just your life now. Like that's it. All
Yeah,
this work, this is the peak of your life. Enjoy.
it's sad. And that's how
It's
the
sad.
system. That's how they want it.
Yeah.
It's how it's set up. It's on purpose. This way to fuck people over. Honestly, you just have to be perspicacious. You have to
Yeah.
be aware. You have to say, fuck the system. I'm going to do it my own way. And I'm going to do what I want to do because everybody has passions. Everyone has dreams. I want to be a musician. I want to be really good at martial arts. I want to be really good at content creation. I want to be really good at a lot of fucking things. I have a lot of dreams and I go for those dreams. I don't let those dreams just be dreams. I fucking do it. Shia LaBeouf. That shit is real. It's
Yeah.
so real. If you pursue your happiness and you do what you want to do and you do what you're passionate about, you get really, really good at it, you can learn how to benefit other people and make a career out of it.
Hmm.
But a lot of people are like, no, I could never do that. I'm just not good enough. There's already people doing that. Fuck that, man.
Yeah.
You can do anything you put your mind to, and people don't realize that because the system degrades us. It makes us think we're stupid.
And
We're
that's why
not.
they
We're all
teach us to be
smart.
stupid. Don't be open minded. Don't be perspicacious. Play by the rules. Do what you're told. Be an
Don't ask
obedient
why.
employee. And with all the agendas, they just turn everyone against each other because opinions matter more than anything else. By the way, that's why I believe they push agendas so hard because when you push an agenda, it's going to divide people. And they want us divided when we should be united. And that's why I believe they push the agendas so fucking hard.
If you could take one message from this podcast, it's that you should be united. You should try your hardest to bring people together. Don't try to open people if they're not willing to be open. If somebody you're trying to give advice to, I knew this one guy, he was in a really bad spot in life, really bad spot mentally, all that. And I was giving him advice, telling him exactly what to do. And he was like, no, whatever, I'm just doubting myself. I'm just going to keep doing drugs, whatever. But you have to be, like we were saying, you have to be open-minded. You have to be willing to listen. In order to become a master, in order to become a teacher, you have to master being a listener. You have to be able to learn.
Yeah,
And
you can't be a teacher without first being a student.
so unite. That's what Jesus Christ wants. He wants us to be united. He wants us to love each other. He wants us to accept each other. He wants us all to be different. Obviously,
Yeah, obviously we're all
be
different. We all have different
your own
flaws,
person.
but we're all
But
people.
but but America's so divided because of politics, religion, different beliefs, whatever. But if we can all come to a middle ground one day, like, hey, he has a different opinion than me. I don't really give a fuck. You know why? Because that guy's a human being just like I am. He goes to sleep every night. Is a sinner just like me. We all make mistakes. We all eat food. We all are trying to go towards the same thing. We all want to be successful. We all want to be liked. We all want approval. We all want the same fucking thing in a different way. Accept what other people want, even if you don't agree with it, and respect them for it. Have a mutual respect for everybody, even if they don't respect you. That's my final message.
Yeah, it's a good final message.
Thanks for watching, everybody. God
Yeah,
bless.
thank you all for watching. Thank you for watching. Bye. I'm such a fucking idiot, bro.
Thanks for watching.